So, good afternoon. This is a new year. We're studying Mesilas yesariem, a Musa Sefer written by Reb Chaim Zutto. I like to, I think it's called the Ramchal. From his introduction, I like to just bring forth the idea whatever he's trying to teach in this sefer is nothing new. Now, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. That is a negotiable point. But the idea is he calculates on a basic person who has a connection to Hashem, a basic person who has connection with his nefesh, his neshama, decency as a human, a decency as a Jew. So his premise of the whole sefer is that, Kol ha'olam geshet tzamot. The whole world is a small bridge which we need. It's a prosdor la'olam haba. We're here to serve Hashem. We can do that b'simcha. If do es Hashem b'simcha, we should be always happy. We shouldn't suffer. It's not that we, like the Muslims, beat ourselves. But Hashem is served b'simcha. That is the whole Indian. But yet he is served. I remember once I said to a person who was working in a Coca-Cola factory, pushing a button and I would bring the can to come down for 25 years. I said, so what do you live for? He says, well, when I'm done pushing my button for the whole day, I go home and I have my dinner and I watch my TV and I go to sleep. And tomorrow 4 a.m. I get up, take a shower, and I go to the factory where I push my button every second, whatever it is, to can to come down. And then at night I go home, I eat my dinner, I have a shower, I go to sleep till 4 a.m. and then I get up, I take a shower. I go to the factory to push the button for the can to come down and fill up. It is amazing that this type of people exist, and there are many of them, and they are not to blame. It's not their fault. HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes different people with different influence spheres, with different needs they have in survival and in being happy in their life, and they are able to Hashem b'simcha in their way. If it is pushing the button, eating their breakfast, lunch or dinner, taking their showers, going to sleep. Yesod ha'chasidus v'shorish ha'avoda ha'tmima hu she'yitbarer v'yis'ames etzel ha'adam ma v'osoi ba'olamai ulma tzarich she'osim mipatoi u'megamatoi k'choil asher hu amel ki yimei chayav. Let's translate. Yesod HaChasidus, the basic of Chasidus. Now again, when the Ramchal is talking about Chasidus, he's not talking about guys with long payas and shtarmels. That is not the Ramchal's definition. He is more as in Chasidim harashonim hayu oimdim sha'achas lifnei like the Gemara in Brachos is saying, basically that before they got up to daven, they would get up in our preparation. And mechavin is libam. They would prepare their minds and not even with tefillah, whatever they would do, that they would do. That is the Hasidus he's talking about. This is people who go lifnei meshura sadin. This people who are his body, those who are getting close to Kodesh Baruch Hu, not laf dafka. They are people who are following a certain Rebbe. Okay, weiter. Yesod HaChasidus, the foundation of true ishiyut, of piety, is this. The root of perfect service of Kodesh Baruch Hu, yes, and that is what we are trying to do. That's even if the Hashem is Simcha, even if we have to enjoy self-alive, the basic line is we have to service Hashem. Hu she'itbareh v'ha'ames etzel ha'adam is by being real. B'kitzur, being real. If you're bottling time, if you're wasting time, be real. Okay, I'm the next 5 minutes going to read the Sports Illustrated of 2013. Or I'm going to watch TV, or I'm going to speak to somebody who really, there's no toilet, there's nothing home. A guy who pushes on the button for the can't come down. Lemais, for example. So you have to be real in clarifying yourself. What is my obligation in this world? And what should I work on in my outlook and my ambition? In everything that you strive for through your days of life. This is what our sages, our old predecessors, Talmid Chachomim, our saints, have taught us. The man was only created to delight Hashem, not just to service, to delight Hashem. Now, the question you're going to have, if I say to you, delight Hashem, you'll say, but Hashem is not a human. Hashem does not have senses. Right. So this is a principle we have to bypass. Like it says, Hashem is getting angry. We can't anger Hashem. Hashem is not a human being. Hashem is the Einoid Milvada, the Ein Sof. We really can't touch Him as such, that there is human emotion coming from a Kodesh Baruch Hu. You understand? The point is, yes, there's one place in the Torah we see that by, what's his name, and his donkey, it says, he knew the time that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was influenceable, and that's the second, that Rega, he would curse the Jews, that Rega, HaKadosh Baruch Hu would be cast. But then you can go back, what do you mean that Rega? If HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not in delimitation. You see, the whole world is a world of delimitation, of lines, of gvulim. There's New York, there's Canada, there's America, there's Canada, there's Panama, there's lines. There's Monday, there's Tuesdays, there's Wednesday, there's kosher, there's treif, there's tumah, there's tahara. Everything is delimited. Hashem is not delimited. We work on a schedule of hours, times. You get born, you die. It's pretty much a delimited term that we hear. But that is the difference. And yet, when we are serving Hashem, when we are doing what the Kodesh Baruch Hu wants us to do, Kiviyachol, he is a Chai v'Kayam. Oh, he's Chai, he's Kayam, but he's Kiviyachol, he is a human who has senses. How do we know this? How does Ramchal know this? Well, very simple. Go back to the beginning. Cain v'Hevel. Cain brings a korban. Hevel brings a korban. Yeah, one brings a korban. It's okay. It's not the best. The other one says, wow, beautiful, beautiful sheep. The best of the flock. Kodesh Baruch Hu doesn't want the one, but he wants the other one. Why? Smoke this up, smoke this side. He feels, you're shortchanging me. I give you everything. And what are you giving me back? You're giving me the second great schoiler. So from there we see that Umnam HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not a body. Our service towards Hashem has to be to the point as if he is a body. Right? The Tanya, the Alter Rebbe, Zeichet Tzadik Livrocha, wrote in the Sefer Tanya, why did the Kosh Baruch Hu create the world at all? Hashem needed this. He is the Kisei HaKovod. He has everything. He was there before there was a world. He was there after the first world was destroyed. Second world was destroyed. He made a third world. He destroyed it. Fourth world. He destroyed it. Oh no, sorry. The fourth world. We are destroying that. But the point is, Hashem doesn't need us. Somebody once asked me the question, Moshe Rabbeinu, Ish Onav Mikol Bnei Adam. Moshe was the biggest Onav from everybody. Now, Anava is a very interesting thing. Anava is piety, is modesty. It's a very interesting animal. You know, once you got it, you just lost it. Once you say, oh, I'm an Onav, now you just lost it. So you're working on coming to an Eva, so you lost it. Yet Moshe Rabbeinu was Ish Onav Mikol Adam. So why should we give cover to Moshe Rabbeinu? Does Moshe Rabbeinu need our cover? No. We need to give cover to Moshe Rabbeinu Olav Shalom, so it makes us better. Now, let's go back into the Ramchal's words. Vehine ma shaharunu. This is what our sages taught us. That he has to give delight to Kadosh Baruch Hu. So it's not just serve Kadosh Baruch Hu, and understand that every second of the day we are living is not only a matana and a chesed from Hashem, but we have to give it back as such. But it has to be a delight. Next. And we have to benefit from the Shechina. We have to benefit from the beautiful radiance that Hashem bestows upon us. So it's a two-way thing. We are giving to Hashem. We are davening. We are doing avodas Hashem. We do it to the best of our abilities. And Hashem will give us back and let us bake in the heat of the Shechina. Shezeu hisanuk ha'amisi, because this is true ta'anuk. This is real delight. You know, when you're hungry after a tzom, after you fasted, and you have that first food or that first drink, you say, "Oh, this is a machaya." Or let's say in the 3 weeks when you don't have, in the 9 days when you don't have wine, you have the first cup of wine. Oh, this is a good wine. It can be water from who knows where. Geweldige wine. The wine for 9 days. But there is a real, that's all subjective. You see? If you drink a wine and you drink a better wine, then the first wine is not so good anymore. That's the reason when you say Borei Pri Hagofen before a meal and later during the meal you have a better wine, you say Hatov HaMeitiv. Because that wine was good. Borei Pri Hagofen. Now we have a better wine. We're mevarich on the fact that we have a better wine. But that again is subjective. Maybe wine I like, somebody else doesn't like. Right? But when we say Shezeu hatanuk ha'amisi, the real amiti, ha'amiti, this is the real tanuk, that's objective. What Hashem gives us is an ultimate. It's the best. It is what is the best for us, and there is no subjection to opinion. Va'idon agodol b'chol ha'idunim she'choylem lihimatzei. And not only that, it is the greatest pleasure a person can derive. Now you ask yourself the question, really, if I serve Hashem, how do I derive pleasure? That itself is part of avodah. That itself is part of our work. If we truly believe that Hashem is the Manik HaOlam, a kol rega v'rega we're living b'HaKadosh Baruch Hu's chesed and rachamim, and when things are good, when they're bad, when they're good, we should feel that this is the ultimate pleasure. Our service of Hashem, our pure, naked service. We are serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu without any benefit. If I serve my boss, if I had a boss, other than Hashem, my boss is happy, he pays me. If I do Kibbud Avayim, or if I do Chesed for somebody else, they say thank you, maybe they don't say thank you, whatever it is. It's all beautiful, it's all wonderful, but there is something coming back. Service of Hashem is purely based on emunah. Emunah pshuta. The emunah pshuta is based on I'm malshim, I'm breathing. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives me the breath to do either good or bad. I'm doing the good, so I believe He's going to give me more breath. Ki hu nivro v'havno hanitztareves l'davar hazeh. Because the world is ultimately created for one reason. The world's creation is that we do mitzvahs. Now just let's think about that for 1 second. We already said Hashem, that the Tanya, the Alter Rebbe and the Tanya said we don't need. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't need us. He doesn't need us. He doesn't need the world. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has it all. He creates a world. We are serving Him in that world. And this is why He created the world. Not for Ralph to push the button on the can coming down and the Coca-Cola filling in the can being sealed. That's not what HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world. Afilu not for the guy who buys the Coca-Cola and drinks it while he's learning a Blad Gemara. No. HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world for the man to drink that, to learn a Blad Gemara. Okay, it was pleasant for him to have a Coca-Cola in his hand, and maybe he elevated through drinking that cola. So it's saying a bracha, he elevated Ralph, who was pushing the button for the can to come down, for the cola to fill, to be delivered to the corner makolet, for Yankel Shmer Obero, who learns his Blad Gemara and Makas, to do that geschmack while drinking a Coca-Cola. So now we understand that little Ralph, who gets up at 4 a.m. and pushes that button, he too has a avodas hakodesh. His work can too be part of Hashem's network, of Hashem's creation, of Brias Ha'olam. Because now his cola is drunken in a where people are learning Torah and enjoying it while drinking the Coca-Cola. Ach haderech kedei lahagia el mechutz chavtzenu zu hu. Hu ze ha'olam. This is the world. Hu ma she'amru zechonim levrocha.